Hello friends, welcome to Network Tsunami, and today's topic is about data encapsulation. So let's start. So whenever host transmits our data across a network to another device, okay, so that data goes through a process called an encapsulation, okay, and whenever we performing that encapsulation, that adds a protocol information at each layer of the OSI model. So each layer communicates only with its peer layer. So let's say this is application layer, uh, presentation layer, session, then transport, then network, then data link, and then physical. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So whenever a data encapsulation uh, uh, goes, so it will only communicate with its peer layer on the destined device. Okay, so physical layer communicates with physical layer, data link layer will communicate to data link layer, network to network, transport to transport, and okay, so these not going to be interact with different layer. Okay, so they will only communicate with its peer layer when it receive to a different device. Okay, so during encapsulation each layer build its PDU. So let me change color, so it will add a PDU. Okay, so PDU stands for protocol data unit. Okay, each layer adds a PDU. Okay, so whenever we are talking about uh, internet, so basically internet is a packet switch type of network. Okay, so whenever we talk about this packet switch network, so these upper layer don't bother about a packet switch network. Okay, they only care about that raw data. They don't bother about PD or something like that. Okay, so whenever this transmit that raw data to the transport layer, the transport layer chop the data into smaller pieces, so that pieces are called segments. Okay, and transport layer add its header. Let me make a little bit better. Let's say this is data that comes from this application layer. Okay, then transport layer adds a header to each layer So here we have, so each layer have its PDO name. So whenever we call come in talk about transport layer, so the PDO is segments. Okay, then the transport layer sends this head segments to the network layer. The network layer add that will add its own header, IP header, to every segment, and we have packets. Okay, then again, now in data link layer we have header and also a trailer. Okay, so whenever we talking about this the data link layer, so the data link layer PDU is frame. Okay, now in physical layer we have only bits and bytes to transmitting to a adjacent device in electronic signals, bits and bytes. Okay, so in every layer we add a protocol. So now you're thinking in application layer what we have. So whenever you create generate a data, so HTTP, so that data is encapsulated in HTTP. Okay, so that HTTP when goes to the transport layer, the transport layer adds, as you know, that is it will first segment that data and add uh, source port, destination port, and that and the payload data control information. So sometime we call payload or sometime we call data information, sorry, control information. So now in network layer we have packet. So source IP, if we have sorry, destination IP, if we have, then protocol, which protocol you are using, IP or IPv4, IPv6, and something else. Then that segment. Okay, so after that packet, then we have frames. So in frames we have destination MAC address, source MAC address, ether field. Okay, then our packet. frame check sequence. So again in physical layer we have only bits and bytes, I mean like the digital signals. So thank you friends. If you have any question about this regarding this video, you can ask me, and please subscribe my channel and keep watching. Thank you friends.